So today I just watched the 30th anniversary of Space Jam back in cinemas once again, starring Michael Jordan, Wayne Knight, Teresa Randall, Bill Murray and Danny DeVito. I mean, I've seen this film many times since its theatrical release, and this movie also holds a bit more of a special memory for me, especially what with it being in cinemas, because as I was sat in there watching it, I was reminded of the time I saw it with one of my late best friends. I had very special memories of watching that film with him. There's always a line in it that always stuck with me. He always referenced it, where the monster comes up to him and Foghorn Leghorn says, did you know that violence is strictly forbidden in the game of, and just as he's finishing his sentence, the monster literally just engulfs him in a load of flames. And then Foghorn says the line, did you order original recipe or extra crispy? I don't know why, but we always used to sort of quote that line. But yes, this movie holds a special place in my memory. Also, it's a really, really good fun movie. This film was Looney Tunes' first proper theatrical release. I mean, they'd been in cinemas before, but they'd never had their own like dedicated movie. It was always like a series of Looney Tunes shorts compiled together to make a film. And one name I forgot to include in the credits was the voice of Bugs Bunny, which was by Billy West. Now, Billy West, this was the first time he actually properly took on the role of Bugs Bunny. He'd done a few little small projects here and there, but the legendary Mel Blanc, who was the original voice of Bugs Bunny, sadly passed away about a decade or so or two before this film came out. So it went to Billy West, and he does an amazing job on the movie. He also did Elmer Fudd in the movie as well. When watching this back today, I noticed a few other actors I didn't realise they're actually more prominent actors from their day as well. Charles Hallahan. Charles Hallahan was in the 1982 movie The Thing. I mean, he's been in lots of movies since then, but that's where I know him from, when he played the geologist. And also Space Jam has another The Thing reference, and that is the guy in that movie who was going around on roller skates. He was one of the voice actors for one of the monsters in this movie, the Monstars. Now, not just actors, but also famous American basketball players made appearances in this movie. Charles Barkley, Patrick Ewing, Muggsy Bogues, Larry Bird, they were all in it, and they were all very, very good. Also, I want to give special praise to Michael Jordan's performance, because to be honest, bearing in mind he's like one of the lead roles of the film, he could have really stunk up the screen, and he doesn't. I mean, it's not the world's greatest acting, but it's nothing that stands out. You know, usually when you get someone who is not an actor to play an acting role, it really does stick its ugly head out. But no, Michael Jordan does a great job in this movie. When I first watched this film, I thought that Michael Jordan's family were also in this movie. They're not. They're played by actors as well. Michael Jordan's wife, she was in Bad Boys with Will Smith and Martin Lawrence. But the rest of them, the one who play the kids, I don't want to be too harsh on them because they're child actors, but their acting is not particularly great. And that's why I actually thought he had his children in the movie. Another actor I recognised in this film, and I hadn't noticed him in it before, was the person who does the voice of Homer Simpson. Dan Castellaneta, I believe that's how you say his name, is seen during the basketball game when the monsters first come along to steal the basketball players' powers, and there's a guy in the crowd with his wife, and they're sat right next to the monsters, who are like all hidden underneath a coat and a hat and scarf. And he's there sort of saying, do you mind, can you stop talking? I'm trying to watch the basketball game. Like it's saying one of the basketball players is killing us. So the person who says that is Homer Simpson. That's hilarious to me. I never noticed that before. The animation is superb, and the way they mix real life actors in with the animation, the way the animation of the Looney Tunes was sort of like 2D and now it kind of got made sort of 3D. The Looney Tunes have sort of like this shine on them, and it gives it a sort of a real movie quality to them. Now, aside from the basketball, aside from the animation all being great, one thing also which is really, really nice in this movie is we get our first introduction to a brand new Looney Tunes character, and that is Lola Bunny. This is the first time she appeared on any screen. One of the reasons this movie really still holds up today is it's a very funny film. I thought all the jokes were very, very, very good, but the Looney Tunes had me laughing from start to finish. And they're the sort of jokes that, don't just amuse the kids, they also amuse the adults as well, in my opinion. It's got a lot of references, and it pokes fun at the fact that they are Warner Brothers characters and things like that. That's all the little bits that I mean they sort of just play to an older crowd. And Bill Murray in this film, considering he's not in the film that much, you can really tell that Bill Murray's doing what he is known for, where he ad-libs lines and they make it into the final cut, because there's so many of his little Bill Murrayisms in this movie, and they're really, really funny. Another big thing that makes this movie so fun to watch is the music throughout it. We have, right at the start, we've got I Believe I Can Fly, then we've got things like Fly Like an Eagle, we've got the Space Jam song, we've got Pump Up the Jam. These are all great things that really keeps the energy going in the movie. Also, I do actually like the story in this one. Now, a Looney Tunes plot is never going to be anything substantial, of course it isn't, but it knows what it is, it plays within those rules, and it does actually produce a nice little story that's got heart to it, it's got fun to it, it's got adventure to it. I also love the fact that we get those nostalgic costumes from the Tune Squad. That was another great thing to see. And what's interesting about the making of this movie was this film didn't start as a film at all. It started out as one of Michael Jordan's commercials for his Air Jordan trainers. They had Michael Jordan doing a series of commercials, and Bugs Bunny was in there with him. And that kind of got people really, really took to that. And that's basically what got the ball rolling to have a film made. And one also interesting thing about the movie is the film really kind of stalled before it actually got going, and it was only because Michael Jordan decided to make a comeback in his career, because up to this point, when the film was made, he'd won 3 back-to-back titles with the Chicago Bulls, and then he became a baseball player. They show that in the film, which I find hilarious, and also they do poke fun at it too. That was one of the reasons it got stalled, was because they were thinking, should we be making a film about someone who's becoming a baseball player, and it's a guy who's a basketball player? So when Michael Jordan decided to actually make a comeback, this film actually got the green light and it went ahead. And what's really interesting about Michael Jordan's legacy is, although in this film, this film doesn't hold back in telling you what a fantastic basketball player, sportsman that Michael Jordan is or was, the fact is he was only halfway through his legendary career path. After the film, he then went on to make 3 more back-to-back titles with the Chicago Bulls. I mean, that's insane. I really enjoyed the film again. If you've never seen Space Jam, it's a really good introductory jump on board point for watching Looney Tunes in general. And also, I want to say that the sequel was actually a good film. I mean, that film got talked about for years. That film was supposed to come out 2 years after Space Jam. Space Jam came out in 1996, and it was supposed to come out 2 years later. They even had the likes of Tiger Woods, the golfer. He was going to be one of the people that was going to be what the sequel was about. So it went from basketball on to golfing, but that never happened. And then eventually in this decade, I think it was like 2021, they got released. That they had it be about the new face of basketball, LeBron James, and it was actually a really good, enjoyable movie. I heard lots of people slag it off, but I actually enjoyed it. But again, back to Space Jam, good, really good, fun movie. I really enjoyed watching it again. If you've never seen it, definitely give it a watch. I don't think you'll be disappointed for what it is. It's light-hearted entertainment. If you made it this far in the video, give us a like and subscribe, and check out my other playlists, which include movie reviews, movie rankings, movie locations, movie attractions, and lots more. Thanks again for watching, and until next time, I'll see you at the movies.